Hello, everyone, and welcome to Short Rest for episode 92.
Kids.
Before we
levity.
begin,
Wow!
Steve, may we have that legal verbiage?
Oh yeah.
Of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Steve. I am a community manager for Wizards of the Coast. The opinions I will express here are of my own opinions and do not represent anybody else but me. And with that, the most important opinion right now. Wow!
Oh, I'm a little sweaty. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm sweaty.
I'm still kind of
What's
like, what the fuck?
actually
Yeah.
hot and then
Wow.
adrenaline.
So, first of all, before we even get to the big moment, because that was a pretty big moment, you guys arrived on the 8th floor of the lab, seeing the emulated Nexus down here. You get a sense that they're probably working on more teleportation circles for them to use, but haven't got that far yet.
Added but more reasons to that is pissed.
It's
so many reasons.
Story, it makes sense. Yeah, story-wise, they stole a lot from you. They stole friends, family, and now, you know, technology, arcane.
Yeah, technology.
Yeah, I guess. That's okay. You can't turn it off because I.
I'm glad we figured that out early.
But you guys were against what's her name? I wrote it down.
Oh.
The water genie, Meredith.
Mar something.
Yeah.
Marlene
Marla Oren.
Yeah, there you go.
Marla Oren. So I had different reactions depending on what you asked. If you said blood, she would have said whose blood, and then you can have a conversation that way. If you guys would have said I'm here for a wish, she would have disclosed that she already gave her wish this year.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Swell. Wonder who she gave that to.
From what I learned is genies have one wish a year to give to people. It's like the Dragon Balls. I just realized.
It's like you make your wish and.
Yeah, exactly. Out.
But you don't have to find
I
7
mean,
inanimate objects.
I figure story would probably get a decent amount of information, which I don't really think we got any information. We just got toyed with, but it is what it is.
The fact that you said story, I was like, yay! I wrote an entire story.
What's funny is we were worried about getting out of there, and we, by dumb choices or quick action, however you want to affirm that, got out of there.
Well, we got out of there. I still. Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there. You got told a story about a son and father going out fishing. Did anyone catch sort of the twist at the end?
Yeah.
We were the fish.
No, it was the creature sitting that ate the dad.
So yeah, when the kid was leaning over the boat rocked, water splashed up, and there was a gasp. Essentially, a creature from the deep, or from the lake, grabbed the father and took the place. And when the discussion said, did we catch anything? Creature was like, yeah, we did. And it was about Tech, the boy, aka you guys. Which is why she got sort of a sneak round. What's she doing?
Pulling forward.
No, we're not doing that.
I saw dive for baby. I'm like, we good?
Trying to pull cores from the desktop. But yeah, regardless of the sneak round, the stealth round, you guys held your own. Some solid crits on the water genie that I was like, oh god, oh no. You guys were rolling perfectly a lot, but there was some damage taken.
I think this is what a case of we were able to fight smarter.
All I
Got
gotta
it.
say is we rolled a crap ton of 15s between me and Sav and failed a
There was a
lot of
moment.
saves.
It was a moment.
I hit one brutal critical, and like I needed that. I really needed that because I started this entire thing with like I think it was like 60 something HP, something like that.
Sorry, Vera, did you knock her 95 points of damage though? Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Like,
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
That was a
Let's talk about
you
that.
touched and gone. I was like, oh no. So she had a
Well, that's only because I rolled a natural 20, so I got to double the dice.
yeah, that's sick because you also upcast it too.
Yeah. At a 6th level.
I mean, still.
So 12 12d10.
12d10. That's a lot of good rolls, by the way. On average, that's a really good hit.
And it's funny because it wasn't going to be a 20 because you said, oh, disadvantage. And I went, okay. I rolled a natural 20 and went, crap. It's not, no way in hell is it going to be that. And it was a 14, but then it hit my D8. So it rolled back. And I was like, okay.
Someone do them. It's like that 140,000. We've heard Brendan Logan talk about that, where it's like 104, like 1 out of 400,000.
It still would have hit her though, because it's plus 11, and then whatever the D4 was, it was gonna hit her, but it just wouldn't have been as much damage.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we were doing half, 45 is pretty good.
It was. I wrote it down. I think it was
the water genie
45 and 51
had about 270 HP around that marker. She was beefy, absolutely beefy.
Yeah.
Well, I believe Blake only had like 135 around that marker.
Blake is still scary though. I mean, she killed her own brother. I feel like that put the fear in us.
I think it's just like it's fair that's that way, and then I mean she's still a powerful sorcerer. She's a squishy sorcerer, but she's still a powerful sorcerer.
Yeah.
But see, that's something partial. Like I guess we're now moving on from the genie and talking about this.
Sure.
So the first real meeting we had with Olivia was the farm, where she just murked her brother.
Yeah.
Just goodbye. You're done.
I don't think she actually did damage. She stopped him from teleporting for dimension dooring, and she allowed you guys to just be like, all right, take him.
That's technically Rolly's first meeting with her. Me and Sav's was when we killed Lily, and we seen her go through a portal, and Sav looked at me, and I looked at Rolly, passed out in a chair, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't get her right now.
Yeah.
And now the second time that we meet her,
she's walking through a portal.
She just power word stun.
Fuck that stuff.
What a way to make an entrance! Like just boom. This is my battle zone now.
Actually, I think the most devastating moment was that, and I think this might have put you guys on the back foot, was dispelling your bag. By the way, everything that was in your bag is you didn't take it with you, did you?
At this time, I don't care.
Yeah, I think
all
Savannah's
those
broke.
forks.
All those no, my siblings have the forks. It's all my money.
All your money, any other random daggers?
Like money, daggers.
Didn't you have another gem in there?
No, the gem it's out.
Okay. Good.
Igno had it.
No.
And
Roman
Viros.
has it now.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I thought Viros destroyed it. That's the one we had him destroy. Remember?
Viros did destroy the green one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, power word stun. We're all frozen, right? We're all just stuck there.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna affect all of us, but Rolly had that backup plan, that contingency in place where like, okay, Rage has gone because Genie's now dead, so I can go back to normal. I don't have to worry about combat. And then, surprise, poof, you're stunned. Okay, I have this in my back pocket, which basically means I am the only thing between her and freedom.
And you did a crit on her, I think. Yeah.
Crit on her.
That's why I was like, oh, shoot, this might turn... So there was a moment where I was like, if she could tank a few hits from you guys, especially with most of you stunned, my idea was that she was going to grab the gem, rush past you, Rolly, and rush past everyone and be like, bye, laters, and leave, and basically rush off into the distance, and you'll never see her again. She'll be somewhere else. But the fact that Rolly was able to move, it was almost troubling where I was like, uh-oh.
Run, Keek.
And then you hit a crit, and I was like, uh-oh. You guys weren't meant to kill her right now. You guys can kill her, I guess. We're changing the game. I've had things planned where she would probably meet you again, but
I
nope.
was holding that 9th level so hard. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I was like, I think if Rolly got in front of her, and like Vera could kill her, but I think Vera may die in the process. So I was like, who can tank it all? I'm like, Rolly can tank it all. I think that's who she'd put it on.
What's everyone sitting at with HP right now?
I am currently at 188. But before we talk about that, right? There was definitely some bit of hesitation, like as soon as I got out of that power word, because I knew for a fact that like there's gonna be a very high chance I'm doing this on my own, and I'm not gonna have any backup. And at that moment in time, I was sitting at 33 HP. So, I said it's now or never. It's either now or we just prolong this further. Broly's also somewhat impulsive when it comes to these things, so he just just gets himself out of the stun, goes in. I happen to roll a 19. I happen to roll critical, and then I dealt her 40 points damage, and all I'm thinking in my mind is, I found the chink in the armor.
Also, the
It's
fact
cracked.
that you kept on pushing her away with your Juggernaut ability, where I was like, this is making it more difficult for her to leave.
He's chasing her underneath
The whole
her
point
desk.
was for her to leave, and you're making it hard for her to leave. Her tactic at that point was to leave. If she was there was a certain point where I was like, if they get her like maybe like a third of her health left, she's gonna turn around and be like, leave me alone. And if you were still weak, what she was trying to do initially when you went through the portal, because she assumed you were still weak, she was just be like, heavy hit, go down. But because of Vera fully healing you up to full HP, that didn't work out. That was a big twist in her plan.
That first critical was the thing that changed the tide for me.
Yeah.
Because I hit her for 40, I pushed her away, and I said, I can do this. I can do this. We can stop this right here and now. Of course, that didn't happen, right? She just went back to the portal anyway. But I think the second defining moment was that power word heal. That I have none of my other abilities open, right? It's just
You could
what
just
I've
hit
got
her.
attacks.
Yeah.
That's it. But that HP was enough to keep me going, and I said, okay, it's now or never. It's gonna happen. Let's go.
You want your tank back, and your tank came back. And then Savannah, having the most mobility within the group, able to really close distance within, I think, 2 turns going through the portal, and then your second turn just running as fast as you could.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this the power of friendship because I so did not want to go into this trap for multiple reasons, and then the power word heal happened. I'm like, yeah, I gotta support this. I gotta support this. So I don't want to go in, but what can I do to support? And then once I realized like, have to go in, and then when she took the hit from Vera, I was just like, okay, she's around the corner. I just have to go for it. I honestly think I wasn't going to be able to do anything, but I went for it.
So she failed the save of the Firestorm, but she has legendary resistances. So she basically was like, I'm taking half of this crap. She also took a bottle of superior healing, and she was like, I can maybe take one more hit. Yeah, so essentially she was rushing towards a location where she could teleport out. But she couldn't get that far. Yeah, there was no chance she couldn't make it. And the fact that you were able to close distance real close and meet her AC. That was the third defining. We mentioned a few defining moments. She had an natural AC of 18. Shield plus 5 is a 22. And when you rolled and hit a 22, I was like, oh no. Now you have to deal at least 13 points of damage, which I believe you did.
I hit 20.
Yeah, you did
Because
like
it was booming blade, so those extra 9 points.
just down. And I knew there was no like death saves for her. You guys were going for the kill. That's where it ends.
Also, had I didn't kill her, if she would have kept on running, there would have been an additional 3 damage. 'Cause the booming
She
blade
was
would've moved
stuck.
forward.
You trapped her. That didn't click until now. Yeah. You entrapped her. This is entrapment. That's illegal.
Hey. So
I'll deserve damage.
all I'm saying is, for the person who had the most hesitation running through that portal, not the hero we needed,
Clutch.
the hero we deserve.
Yeah, clutch.
Clutch.
The booming blade preventing her from even running. Even if she were to survive, probably wouldn't survive the booming blade damage. Yeah. Unlike Lily, she didn't have Dimension Door. The only teleportation spell she had was Far Step. So
I think the brother had Dimension Door, huh?
the brother had Dimension Door. I when I made their spell slots, they had different ones, depending on what they were used for. Olivia was not meant for mobility. She was meant for terrain movement, like terrain adjustment, as well as damage. She was the scientist of the group, you know?
Also, like, really, also, like, what do you call? she's also got stuff like power word stun, which is
Yeah.
like controlling the battlefield. So it's how,
Yeah.
how does a normal if it wasn't for Rolly's raging, how could we come back from that? Like if it wasn't for me being able to just activate that and break that like stun condition, I would have been powerless. This would have happened, and I nothing we could do about it.
Oh,
Isn't
I
there a
actually mentioned.
certain level of monk where you can't be stunned?
No.
Oh, okay. I was
But
gonna say
funny,
that.
funny little thing that now I could tell you guys, her left hand or right hand, I forgot which hand it was, the one that was covered with the glove, that had the fangs on the hinges of her hand, those were pulled from her brother.
Oh,
Oh.
And she
Oh.
experimented on herself and basically put the fangs there so she can heal herself while attacking.
Well then,
Yeah.
the Blake's got some problems.
The
clearly.
Blinks, yeah, they're effed up.
Clearly.
They're really effed. I was thinking about I was like, well, you guys killed the brother. He fizzled out, and I go, well, she clearly wouldn't let that slide. She did have an animate dead spell, but that doesn't bring them back to life. That just goes, now you're my thrall. And she was like, come back to life. When you guys weren't there, she was like, come back to life. Thank you. Now back down. This is nice.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a few spells I had here that I was like, I don't know if she'll be able to fully take you guys down. She's not like her brother, so she had to run. You guys did well, and now you have the gem.
Figure out how to destroy the gem. We also have to figure out where the hell we are. There's so much thought process.
let's
right
just
now.
say I have
Step
one
one.
little card left, and if it works, it works. But it's not gonna destroy the gem.
Yeah, so look, step one is we took her down. That was the most important thing. That you have no idea what you just did and how much of an impact it has. That made everything that we decided in that moment worth it. Now, step two, we got to get out of here.
Olivia, she's more dangerous when she's in her own
Element.
element, and you caught her out of it. She caught her in between elements. She was like, I'm rushing towards my lair. I gotta go.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, I know. I'll be very honest, guys. That kind of pushed you above what I was expecting that was going to happen in terms of my timeline. You guys are very close to level 20 now.
Oh shit.
You're not there just yet, but yeah, it's close now.
So how badly did we mess up your story?
I think the plan was to
You
kill her
were-
anyway.
You removed a very tough level 20 battle. There was going to be a moment in the story where she would have had the gem. I will also say you probably avoided a few other deaths too.
I feel like she had the what do you call it? The fate strings on a lot of people we cared about.
You avoided a lot of deaths. This was heavy. This is changing a big chunk of what I was going to do.
I think that's like all of our fears though, especially Vera's, because she's got the most people up there in that thing, and she's just like everything we do, is it gonna be like, is it gonna?
Right now? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just like, is it gonna snip a string essentially and be like, we're done, and not even know?
We just took out one of her top soldiers, and we have another stone. And once we destroy it, she'll know we did something. So, what's the consequence of what this actions are gonna be?
I think the last thing I want to talk about is the recap today was recap normal until the end.
She was
And
pissed.
Yeah. The question is, Blake knew. I'm sorry, Olivia. I keep saying the same person. Evergrey knew and warned Olivia because technically you guys didn't trip the alarm. And if it wasn't for Evergrey, Olivia wouldn't have never rushed to get the gem. So there's a bit of a force happening here. Oh, actually, this is perfect timing. Something I totally forgot. Temple, can you roll me a d20?
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be 18.
All right.
Nothing to add it, right?
I have a +6 to this, so
18.
that's 24.
Pretty
Roll me
good.
one more d20 +6. This is gonna be the last one.
Roll high.
16 plus 6.
Roman is able to get away scot-free
Thank
from the Stripe Lake clan, as well as the Genesis members from the military
Teleport
barracks.
The F out of there. Go, man.
And
Go.
he's able to rush away safely.
After what we did safely.
Is he gonna do the thing?
He already did. He did the meteor shower.
We already did the meteor shower. so-
Oh, okay. I must have missed it then. Derp.
Yeah, there was
That's
there
what
was
tripped
a
him
moment
off.
during episode 91, so last episode, I asked you, Temple, to roll me a d20, and you rolled a 10 plus 6, which is 16. And that was his first check, because at that point, I think it was Amber or Vera to tell him, like, message, like, you need to run now.
Oh, I basically gave him the all clear to do it now.
Yeah.
And then run.
You're like, attack and run, and so he attacked, and your rolls, Temple, were to see if he can run successfully.
Yay.
All the DCs were always going to be a 15, so just don't roll lower than a 9. And all right, this domain chosen got it in the bag. Was able to throw some meteorites and was like, "Bye, guys."
Now I also have a new thought. What's my dad going to say? Though, like, hey, that your leader killed her.
I mean, I did tell him in his head, if you want to save your daughter, you should do something about it right now.
Oh, you got no response back.
Yeah, I know.
I think you would know that your spell reached him, but there was a clear disregard.
I think-
I mean,
Vera knows that, like, and I think Vera was already pissed, and I forgot why Mike and I talked about it, because I think there was something that me and Rolly had noticed. Oh, I think it was the point that he was going to lead us down there, but very much like, who led you down here and who knew you were going to get trapped? He may not do anything extra, but, like, who led you down there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we talked about that last week, and I'm all like, because that one made me realize it's all like, regardless, he didn't think we were going to make it out of here, regardless of what we did. And that in itself, I'm just like,
He led you directly to the power station, and as you know, once the power went out, the breakers tripped and you were unable to teleport out. So he was like, go ahead and cause some havoc. You're going to stay here. And whether that meant you were going to be locked up forever or you were going to be killed, he just knew my daughter's going to be in here. Hopefully you're strong enough to take care of yourself.
literally, no, not only did I get out, but I killed this leader too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun.
Oh, man.
Take that, Dad.
I killed your boss.
Yeah. There's a few this changes a lot of things now.
I feel like that gave me such hard anxiety. Not anxiety, but like more of adrenaline than anxiety. I feel like Vera was audibly screaming when she was like stunned and could not do anything.
Like mentally, because you have
No,
that
like
telepathic bond.
audibly. That's why I said audibly. She was probably like cursing so hard that she was stuck.
No, in my brain, I was like, there's no way we can get out this fight. There's no way we can get out this fight. That's why when you healed Rolly, I was just like, oh, that changes things.
Really, I think you have like over 200 HP normally when you're fresh. That's a big game change. Like that's like 2 major players at once. Yeah, I always joke that you guys are always like a pair of 3s, but nope. I mean, with Rolly and his large HP, you guys are a 4-pack right here.
4-pack.
4-pack.
Just out of my own curiosity, because we could talk about this next week or next time we play. Did she drop anything that I can like take off of her, or we're gonna save it for the next episode?
You're gonna have to search her body.
Didn't we turn it to Ash?
That's what I'm saying. Didn't we turn it to Ash?
You'll have to search the pile of ash.
I was like, no. If she's undead, she's going. I don't need her resurrected for the 5th millionth
Yeah.
frickin' time.
Search the pile of ash. We'll see what's on her person.
Like, part of me wanted to keep her around because of, like, you can talk to the dead. But one, I don't know if she's actually going to tell me anything. Two, I don't need her queen bee resurrecting her butt in the middle of the conversation. So I was like, no, to Ash she goes. Bye.
That's the point of high emotion, kind of like when we killed Lily. It's like, no, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, let's just talk about where you ended up. So you guys are in Aftonborough,
Where are you?
which was once called Overfield, the main capital of the Evergrey Empire. So you guys are there. You're here at the final, at least I'm quite surprised because you guys knew about this city for the longest time.
We never
I'm quite
went.
surprised that you never actually went there earlier, but you saved it to the end, and here we are.
I think it's fitting that it's at the end.
Yeah, very fitting.
Caleb.
We might have found their secret lair. Maybe we found their their base of operations somewhere around here. That's what she was running to.
Well, the interesting is that this is where the base operations used to be. Now it's flying in the sky. But
So the castle's not there.
the castle, that's what Godric's told
It
you, is that
lifted up.
the castle used to sit here, and now it's flying in the sky somewhere in the clouds. But there is definitely opportunities to narrow it down here, because this is where it originated.
Yeah.
There could be things to find. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you guys would note, like, there's that obvious wall. There's numerous shops and buildings that are crumbled and dropped.
That's you.
There was the castle that sat. I think this is what Rolly would have seen as he walked through. It sort of looked around the surroundings. There's where the castle would have sat is now like a crater, and surrounding it in a 3-point, like a triangle, are like towers and buildings that used to surround the castle, like important structures. 2 of them are fully crumbled. Third one is slightly standing. So there's like chapels, and there's buildings and residences, and off to the south there's a huge, like almost like a Mayan pyramid. There's a lot of things to see here. I'll give you the full scope when it comes down to downtime, but you guys are in a hostile space still. Godric was worried about the overgrowth. So
Yeah, we gotta get the hell out of there.
find us,
Or find stuff and then get the hell out of there.
yeah. I don't know what you guys are gonna do next time.
All I have wrong campaign. Vera only has 1 card in her pocket, and it will go one of 2 ways depending on what we do.
Well, we could always just hide somewhere, take a rest, much needed one, and then figure it out.
I mean, that's gonna be, if we're not leaving immediately, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, thank you so much for joining us here for this short rest for episode 92. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Wow.